Jean, sorry, I'm gonna interrupt. They're saying we have no sound.
There we go. Sorry about that. I gotta say everything over again because I got a new computer, and so this is bugs. So everyone deal with that. All right. So here, can you guys hear the players? Can everyone just do a quick thing?
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
All right. Can you hear my players? I'm looking at the chat for a response.
Oh.
Ooh. Why are you being a butt?
Let me see if I can hear. I can hear us.
Okay. Okay. That means it's working.
Yeah, I can hear us too.
Okay, perfect. All right, so let's try that again. All right, so thank you for tuning in to Unconventional Heroes. It is our D&D 5e live play set in a unique world that my brother and I made. And Rennie cannot make it with us because today is his actual birthday, which will give the group an inspiration. Normally I'd give everyone, like I gave Frank his personal one, but because Dizzy is not here, you guys will get a group one for Rennie's birthday.
Yay,
We
thanks,
get
Renee,
gifts.
for the birthday gift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to kind of add to that, you can use your channel points to buy myself, the group, or individual players inspiration. Because what's better than changing the luck and having some real influence in the D&D game? So, without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to my close friends, family, our wonderful players. And I have given them all a descriptor, as I've done before. So, to start, as I always start, they're going to tell you who they're playing, and if they have any projects that they want to get into, and if not, well, that's okay too. So, we're going to start with the exemplary Brittany.
Thank you, Jean. You said earlier that I'm never prepared, and this week I am prepared. Projects that I'm working on, I am currently working on a short film. I can't say too much yet, but in the coming weeks, I'll give you guys some info if you want to check out some of the pre-production perks that we've got going on, and if you want to donate any money to it. And other than that, Frank and I are working on our basement. Woo! So there's that. I will be playing Bite. She's a little shape-shifting wolf girl, and we're gonna get into lots of trouble today.
That all sounds accurate. Next, the distinguished Frank.
That's me. I'll be playing Peckerman Mernig, who is a Goliath fighter. Projects I'm working on right now. The basement flooded, so we're rebuilding the entire thing. Had to learn a bunch of new skills. And also, a friend of mine who is a photographer, along with myself, will likely be trying to hit the craft fair circuit this fall, somewhere time between October and December, to put up a couple booths in the Northeast in New York and New Jersey to sell some of our work. So I'll have more details about that in the future.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Awesome.
Prince, if your work gonna be available, because I'm 100% buying. His stuff is
Yes.
awesome. Yeah.
And-
There will be paper prints. There will also be prints on wood, prints on metal, and prints on plexi.
And next time we can get this information, we will get an ad up in our commercial so other people can get some better links to it.
Super dope.
All right, next, the magnificent Julia.
Hello, I am Julia, as he said, and currently the only project I'm working on, as always, is my novel. At least I got more chapters done since I last saw you guys, so that's
Good for you. Sweet.
And actually, I just ran into some old friends today who want to be test readers for me after this next batch is done. So I'm excited because every time you do an edit, it's always good to test readers. So anyway, I'm excited about that, and that's pretty much the only project that I'm doing right now aside from wedding planning. And that's to Gene, the wedding, because he's awesome. And yeah, other than that, I don't know, just hanging out. And I'm going to be playing Mag Silver Crown, an elf ranger who is well, she's just Mag. I really don't know what to say about her. She likes to hang out with Bite a lot. That's pretty much, and Dimitri. That's pretty much her life.
Oh, Frank, I think we may have skipped over what you're playing, who you're playing.
Oh yeah, Frank.
Oh no, I said it
Oh.
in the first hot second. Pecker and Mernig, Goliath fighter, lover of cheese and hater of injustice.
All of those things have become more true, especially the
Yeah.
end. Next, the Sterling Chris.
Ooh, Sterling. Yes, I am Chris. I have been playing Dmitry Petrovich, a rogue of a fashion, and yeah, that's who I'm playing. As far as projects, I'm going to see if I can do this really quick. I have a channel, Players and Creators, where the wonderful Julia and Jean actually play on my Wednesday games. So tomorrow you can catch them on our epilogue game of Lost Mine of Phandelver, which should be really fun. But that doesn't mean that'll be the last you see of them. And Thursdays I do a Wildmount homebrew campaign. And Fridays I do Friday Night Magic the Gathering Arena. Our Monster Hearts 2 game actually concluded, but we will be doing a wrap-up session on the 16th, where the players actually get to ask me a bunch of questions that were not answered in the game of 6 sessions. So I will make them work for it, so you can watch them sweat, live on the 16th, and that's pretty much it.
Nice, thank you. And normally I'd introduce Rennie, but again, it's his birthday, so he's not here. But last but not least, we will say the outstanding Norm.
Hey everybody, I'm Norm. I'll be playing Kellen. He is a gnome who is an artificer. And the only project my wife and I are working on is we're now baby dog sitting Yorkies. So we're watching 2 Yorkies in addition to our 3rd dog who's part Yorkie. So when one starts barking, they all bark. I will do my best to keep muted, but maybe if luck holds out, you'll get the pleasure of hearing these guys screech. But unlike Bite, I'm not looking to get into any trouble tonight. I want everything to go as planned, and I want nothing out of the ordinary to happen. That's all I have to say about that.
Listen, we'll just pretend that your dogs are Reggie, being very excited all the time. It's a great role-playing atmosphere. It'll be perfect. So for us, Rennie and I do generally on Mondays Dungeon Delvers. This coming Monday is our special, fan audience made event where you guys hit the community goal. So Rennie and I are going to put together a very special episode about warlocks, which he hates, and that's really kind of the best part about this. And so we're going to do things spooky, maybe wear some nail polish, maybe some Dark Masters, and I'll also have a D&D Beyond link on our overlay, because I'm going to make Rennie build a 5th level warlock that will be featured in some sort of project in our future that he will regret playing. And
amazing.
Oh, it's so good. And then every other Tuesday, we do this game, Lost Legacy. And for now, we are kind of taking a break from Fridays, as Julie and I have a lot of wedding stuff coming up, and it takes up a valuable amount of time. And so occasionally I might hop on and do some Magic the Gathering. Maybe when Baldur's Gate 3 gets finished, we'll go online and all play together and I'll stream that. But, you're never going to hold out hope for that. So again, thank you everyone, and I guess without further ado, let's get started. Because it's been such a long time, I will give you a little bit of a recap, which I listened to right before this, which was you guys have spent a hard day doing various labors and tasks, all from cutting down trees for the carpenter, I believe Myra, I forget what her name is. I should probably know these things. You gathered some joints and iron pieces to help out Bait, because he wants to build a boat, and you grabbed that wood for him. Then you guys went exploring in the woods, searching for both furs and pelts for the let's see. Well, I probably should have read notes. There we go. Yes, for the Blaze Weavers, who Dimitri has a light relation to. Both Pecorin, Dizzy, Reggie, and Bite went off into the woods and hunted some beasts. Bite seemed to have faded off to do her own thing, and came back with some blood on her face, but no real explanations. And Pecorin, Reggie, and Dizzy took down a moose and wolf that were in epic battle. And they have bruises and small wounds, but an excellent trophy. Magdalene, Kellen, and Dimitri scoured the woods for the rare herbs that
Sorrow.
Sorrow, yes, that Sorrow needed. And Kellen was very sour that he did not find them and that he in fact stumbled upon some poison ivy. Dimitri had a good time just kind of really doing nothing, but definitely morally supporting Magdalene. And Magdalene, using her keen elven eyes, claimed something about the tree speaking to her and giving her guidance. And she found a ton of herbs.
It was really Dimitri. Dimitri was kind of like throwing his voice. It's like, I am a tree. It's over there.
Oh.
Yeah. But she got an astounding amount. You all met back up. Pecorin has cleaned the moose and has lots of meats and parts and hides. And you guys last went to Sorrow. She paid you 23 gold for your herbs and gave you a potion of healing. And you were about... It's kind of late evening. Or not late evening, but it's like supper time. You guys have worked for like 8 hard hours of that day with maybe 2 to 4 hours of like rest, but also light activity. So you are by no means completely exhausted, but you know, you think that the Blaze Weavers would definitely be open if you wanted to stop by to sell pelts and other things. But besides that, you guys are up to do what you want in this town. And just to kind of remind the audience, they likely have more than enough money to pay off all of their fines. Yes, there are still a number of jobs that can be done. And also, there is one fine they cannot pay off unless they somehow acquire a diamond. And they know that one scary lady has a diamond, and she probably won't part with it. When last, I believe, you visited her, 3 of you passed by her house, she tried to ensorcel one of you to make sure you left. And that maybe left a bad taste in your mouth. And also you realize that those strange vines that surround her house, some of them are snakes.
Gross.
And so
I think maybe we should we can go see the Blaze Weavers, get money for the pelts that we have, and we
Yes.
probably want to eat and then maybe figure out our next steps, what we want to do as far as diamonds are concerned.
Oh, I'm
Yes.
very tired. I think that's good.
Yes, I agree. I definitely need some rest of some kind.
All right. So you guys know that you're kind of more than welcome at the tavern that you helped clear the snake problem out of. So likely you'd acquire a meal. You also know that because of the light murder that happened on the bridge outside of town, you guys are not legally responsible, so you should be safe while inside the town limits. Crossing outside the town limits to some of the farms, there could be a chance that the goblins are seeking revenge. You did humiliate the bugbears with the help of one of the younger bugbears, and so you might get a little harassment, but you think you all should be fine, as Keg said that she would look into these things and make sure everything smoothed itself over. So you wind your way through the town, and eventually you come upon the Blaze Weavers. There's in the back of their home, or their kind of shop and home, there is a pungent smell, as they are tanners, weavers,
Oof,
and
yeah.
you can recognize that. But they do have a light on, and you see some fine displays in their window, and their sign does say open.
I'll lightly knock, like, anyone here? Is Dimitri and friends? Hello?
You hear like a, oh yes. Come in. As Tammin was kind of like sitting in a rocking chair behind the counter, lightly dozing.
You always have to give him a warning, otherwise sometimes he falls out of the chair.
Mm.
As you open the door, you get the cling, cling, cling of a bell. That is also a secondary warning. And this tall, for an older man, he's tall. He's fair-skinned with steely gray eyes and raven black hair with a light salt and but instead of the salt and pepper gray, it kind of has taken that silver sheen because of how dark his hair is. And he goes, "Oh, yes, come in. Oh, Dimitri, it's so good to see you. Oh, look at all of you."
Hi, we have some hides that you might be interested in.
Oh,
And I'll
good.
hold a few up from the background, like hold up that big moose hide and with the wolf kind of
He
in one
kind of
hand as well.
nods. Here, come with me, as he kind of takes you through the shop, and you guys hit the back half, which is a little bit more open and wide, where he seems to have these racks and different projects he's working on. Very much a tailor and weaver shop. And he kind of starts assessing all of your hides, and he's like, yes. And I believe I told you how much he's willing to pay you, and so he will pay you that.
Oh goodness. How much was that?
I believe, Frank, you got 2 gold worth of from the moose hide.
Oh, we already. Oh yeah, we already
Yeah,
added that.
I gave you the gold total, so it exchanges hands.
We hand them over.
And then
Good times.
Dizzy kind of takes him to the side, and he starts whispering something. Everyone can make me perception if they would like to overhear.
I will elect not to, because I just feel like I'd be too tired to really pay attention to anything.
That's a 17.
Right. Anyone else?
I will in a second as soon as I can get the roller.
That's fair.
Get this thing to roll.
First comes towards you can just roll a d20 and add your perception via. There's a dice button on the left side of your character sheet.
Oh, well, I rolled a 19, so I'd say it's pretty darn good.
Hey, yeah. So, Dimitri, Kellen, you overhear Dizzy being like, "Hey, so can you, he hunted this whole moose, and he held it down. Could you make him a cool headdress or something?" And Taman's nodding, and so Taman will take some of the. He's like, I might be able to do something with those antlers. He points to you, Pecorin, because you still kind of have them. He didn't ask for those.
Okay.
And he goes, my wife, she makes very nice hats. And so he kind of collects the remainder of the supplies with a knowing nod to Dizzy. But doesn't seem to charge him or anything for whatever this interaction is going to be.
Sure.
Well, he kind of he scrunches his nose for a second as he assesses some of the smells coming from all of you. As some of you have worked very hard and sweaty days. He's like, maybe you should, this shop is really tight in here. Why don't we head to the outside and the front door? As he does not so
You
subtly
smell like death.
and also sweat and just work, and you're all crowded in this shop, and the shop doesn't smell pleasant to begin with.
Is there a water barrels or a horse trough in the front?
Absolutely, which he seems to be ushering you toward.
Yeah, Dimitri he'll go over to one of the water barrels and just shove his head into the water barrel and then just kind of take it out and just try to get himself to smell a little less.
Yeah, now you just smell slightly horse-drank water, so better than what you did.
Pretty much, yeah.
Gross.
But he kind of meets you at the door, payment exchange. He nods to all of you. Well, you seem to be doing a great job. There are a few other jobs I did hear around town if you're interested. But do you all need any help? Is everything going well? As he seems mostly directed at you, Dimitri, but everyone's included in it.
I mean, well, we're going to, for the evening, we're probably going to just have a meal and retire for the evening and talk about what we want to do next. But I'm unsure because we still need to figure out the diamond situation. So
he kind of nods. He goes, "I wish I could buy one, or a jeweler came through. We could all rally together as a town, but I don't know."
No, I appreciate that, but like I said, I think we'll think better with a meal in us, and then to relax. We will, and then I will make sure if we need anything that I will come to you and let you know.
Okay. He seems like happy to just be there. He goes, "Well, I will say that when I was grabbing supper earlier today, Preston was singing all of your praises. So, if that means anything, he was very happy with whatever you did."
Snakes.
Lots
Oh,
of snakes.
Preston, got it.
Well,
Yes.
he goes, "Well, I'll tell you, it's a sadness that he didn't have any snake hides because those are rare, and I could make some nice boots if I had some snake hides."
I think the fire made that problem,
Yeah.
but we'll keep you in mind though if we find any more snakes.
His
Yeah, we
eyes,
definitely
like
have
his
a, we have a lead on more snakes.
his brow kind of furrows when you mentioned fire, because he clearly had no idea that there was a fire. He's like, "Well, that seems dangerous. Try to stay safe."
Oh no, we're fine. Look, everyone here is my friends have been amazing, and we have been keeping each other safe. So don't worry too much. You have enough to worry about this. We are doing well, thank you.
He kind of like nods and appreciates. "Well, that's good that you have friends. I'll leave the second story window unlocked. You have a good night."
Thank you, Tamarin.
And he kind of, not so subtly, starts ushering you out. He flips his sign to closed, as he probably should have closed like an hour ago, but was napping in a chair. And oh, no inspiration redeems. Hold on, I gotta fix this. Sorry, guys, 1 second.
That's fine.
Yeah, I point to the window that he talked to everybody, and I was like, yeah, he leaves that open for me, because every now and then, like if the weather is not good and I need a place to stay, I can stay with them.
You really are a controversial person, Dimitri. Some people in this town won't trust you for a moment, while others will trust you with their property and their very lives.
Well, I think it is fair to say that the ones that don't trust me have shown themselves to be untrustworthy. Is a good way to say it.
And some who don't trust you may simply not know you. Because to know you is to learn to trust you.
Thank you.
Quite easily. You're welcome.
He looks very uncomfortable while you're saying that, but he does thank you.
Of course, I always trust Dimitri. I would trust Dimitri with my life.
Well, you always need someone to watch your back because you are always either looking at clouds or facing plants. So
Accurate.
All right, so where are you guys going now that you have been kicked out of the shop?
I could use with like a bath and bed, even if it's jumping in a stream. Everyone.
so
Yeah, let's
to the
do that.
want to get some food at the tavern?
Yeah. I feel like the tavern would be happier to serve us if we like bathed first, frankly.
I
I'm
just
just
stuck,
looking at all the blood on me.
I just stuck my head in the barrel. I'm good.
Okay. I feel like you need to do more than just head in barrel. There's like more of a body situation happening here. Like,
Yeah, I could, but that's like extra work. I have to take off my clothes and things.
Why?
eh.
You make a
can't
good
just jump
point,
in?
Bite. You make a good point. Maybe I go in all clothes.
It dries. And then the clothes get clean. You don't have to like wash them twice.
Well,
You
where's the
you
river?
are very wise, Bite.
So let's head for the stream.
Yeah. Wait. How is there a stream that's in the town limits? I guess is the real question.
Yeah. I mean that stream runs throughout. That you can find one that's within town limits easily.
Cool.
All right. I will very delicately remove my sword, like and like kind of hide it in amongst like bushes and like leaves and things, and then I'm just gonna take a running leap and just jump into the stream.
All right, just push with a easy amount of speed and alacrity. You are unclothed and unsworded, and into this fine river. It's a bit slower because there hasn't been a lot of rain.
I take off just my weapons, and I look at Bite, and I give her a thumbs up, and I just jump fully clothed into the stream.
Yeah,
Like,
I keep-
running
I keep-
after him
I keep my
and do
base
it like a
close.
cannonball.
Ooh, cannonball!
I didn't make out too good on the hunting, so I'm just going to take a look at my armor and weapons while I take a short rest because I'm still a little beat up from one of the fights we had early on last time.
Gino, I'm going to take this time to be super active about looking outward so that everyone can have a little bit of time to rest and relax. And I'm going to keep my armor on, keep weapons nearby, and just guard.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. You kind of it's a little bit different for you because you you haven't had to really have to watch this hard. You haven't had to be on guard, and it's a bit of a strange feeling to you. But give me a perception check, Frank.
Surely. Yeah, I imagine this would be almost like really uncomfortably stressful.
Yeah.
I got an 8.
Okay. You can't,
I'm
but
hoping for something better. Do I have an inspiration to burn? I do. I will burn my inspiration because I really give a shit about knowing if anyone's sneaking up on us, especially after that big fight.
sure.
So I got a 13, a little bit better.
Okay. You don't. Yeah. You don't see anything, but it is kind of a wariness to you that this is something that you now have to worry about. And it, while you watch your friends, and like part of you is like, man, I really want to jump in that river with everyone, but you're like, I gotta watch. Things can escalate at a moment,
Mhm.
and you kind of like really drink that in. And for the first moment, you're like, yeah, you definitely feel like, this is like, you get that the weight of being a warrior and what it means
Yeah.
to kind of be on guard and be on watch, which you didn't have to live with. And like you always talk about protecting your brother, but for this moment, you're like watching them enjoy themselves, but in your head you're like, I think I'm growing up, and it's a little weird. And you guys all splash. Kellen, you kind of sit back, clean your armor, inspect all of your different accoutrements and gear. You clean your strange gun device, and you guys spend the next hour or so, cleaning up, resting. Some of you relaxing, some of you not so much, and everything goes by uneventfully.
Definitely get out, put the rest of my armor and weapons back on, and then just kind of like hang out next to Pecarin.
Oh, hey, Mag.
Hello. You okay?
Yeah, I just don't want to get attacked again. At least not without knowing they're coming.
It's a reasonable fear, I suppose.
So I figure I'd just be the stinky one for tonight.
I mean, I guess if one of us is, it's not as bad if all of us are walking into a tavern, you know.
I figure, and I kind of like look down at my big self, like, if I'm the smelly one, will anyone really care?
Kellen reaches into his pouch and takes some herbs and smashes them up and kind of sprinkles them on you and rubs it in a couple places. You realize after a moment that maybe you don't smell as bad as you thought you did.
I grab a couple and like put it through the armpit rub so you don't have to.
Thank you.
Nice.
And
You
Handful
should,
of
like,
basil to
patent
the
that.
underarm.
Yeah, patent it and sell it like Kellen's smell good herbs or something. It's a terrible name, but you know.
It's a work in progress. That's fine.
Not
We'll
so
stop at a
stinky.
dinner.
Yeah, Dimitri comes up to you, Pecorin, all soggy, and just looks at you, goes, "And really, I mean, you're so big. If you are smelly, are they really going to say anything to you? I mean,
I imagine at this time, Reggie comes out and shakes all his water off like a dog does.
So does Bite.
Yeah, with Bite. Bite and Reggie are doing the same exact butt motion and body motion, and they are both almost completely dry, just a little damp at the end of it.
Dimitri's like, does that really work? You look dry."
You can try it if you want and see if it works.
Yeah. Why do you
Dimitri's
think
gonna
I
try.
always wash my clothes like this?
Dimitri's gonna try and just shake as violently as possible, because he is very, very soggy right now.
Make me a dexterity check, Dimitri.
Alrighty. That is an 18.
Okay. So you are fine. Nothing really happens as, like, you watched water expel from Bite and water expel from Reggie. You just can't get the momentum. Your body's just not built to build that. Like, some of your clothes are a little less, but, like, you almost, like, get yourself dizzy and fall over more than any progress of getting drier.
See, I pictured him doing like acrobat style flips, but like didn't dry. Just like, nope, still wet. Like, you know.
You know what? I think it's just I don't have the right body type. I think it's just not going to work. But you know, I have a
You need
headache
more
now.
fur.
Okay.
Yeah, why don't
Or
you get
just-
more fur?
Let it grow on your face. Get a beard. Get like a really big bushy beard. Pecorin, I think you'd look good with a really big bushy beard. Do you grow beards?
I only get this little patch right here, and it looks so awkward that I just shave it off. But otherwise, I don't really have a whole lot of hair.
Yeah, and I'll say, as you take this moment to notice, and Kellen would know, like, Pecorin doesn't have a lot of body hair. He's almost like sculpted from statue.
Like an elf. They're perfect. See, we are the not hairy folk. All we have is hair on our heads and faces. That's pretty much it. Very
Does
hairless
make-
folk.
My morning routine is very quick. It's rather nice.
So after a bit of time and hanging out, you guys make your way over to the, I believe, the Faded Swallow Tavern for a nice late meal.
I hail my half-elf friend in Elvish again.
He nods with delight, and Preston he goes, "Oh, welcome back. It's good to see my favorite customers, and especially not with a disgusting escort. So, how are you all doing today? Or in the evening?"
Fine.
I'm okay.
We still have a little bit of stew left from some of the.
Stew.
Yes, we got some meats and different things, and the snake went over really well for the past while. But it's what I got left in the pot before I was gonna dump it out. So, Dench, he kind of calls to the back, and you hear a as the half-orc cook kind of begins serving out bread bowls of soup, and he begins bringing them up on a tray to the bar. Are you drinking anything?
Oh, it's just something hot,
Like,
like
Oh.
tea.
Yeah, I'll take tea. Tea sounds lovely.
I'll lean in. And I'll just kind of. Can I get the beer?
of course, that's what I was asking.
Me too. Me too.
Do you want a hot cider? Do you want beer in your? Do you want alcohol in your tea? He looks at you, Peckerin, who's standing like a foot
There
or
goes
two over
Reggie.
him. Reggie's going
Reggie.
wild. He starts gnawing as Dench has thrown him some of the like the chicken scraps that they can't use. Going wild. You guys want alcohol in your teas?
I'll take.
Mm.
Actually, on second thought, yes, I'll take a hot toddy. I've
Oh.
never had one, but it sounds good.
They are from the mainland, and think as he kind of like looks in like a reminiscent of like what? Never mind. Yes, I remember how to make it. And he begins. He passes 2 ales to one to Kellen, one to Dimitri, and he makes you a hot toddy, Magdalene, and he pulls out a tea that he was using to make the hot toddies, and he looks at Peckerin. Do you want alcohol in yours?
No,
Oh, right. And
just
so
just tea.
he dabs a spoon with a spoonful of honey into it, and he passes the tea to you. And bite.
I'm gonna eat it.
Oh, all right. Well, if you want a drink.
I want food.
Oh, well, here, and then a bowl is quickly passed to you. Like he's like, don't. All right, sure. And there's
It's gobbling it down.
a glass of milk put near it, and Dizzy will also eat as well. And you guys know that the tavern's cleared out. No one's here. It's late in the town, and most people get their supper at like a reasonable time. So this is kind of just like late night times, and there's no one. He goes, the strangest thing, those visitors, they still have not returned. Their rooms are all locked up and ready to go, but I would imagine they've been gone for what, a week or two now? Wouldn't you have to come back? So strange. I see. Does the
That's really
gin-
Oh, I did offer looking around to see if we could find any clues as to where they are. I would certainly do that under your supervision because you seem to mention it every time. Therefore, I think it's worth that we follow this up for.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you understand, being a barback, you like spread rumors and you exchange rumors and you get people start talking around town. I don't really want to investigate my customers' privacy, but
Right.
Well, perhaps
Actually-
if you leave the key on the counter and walk away slowly, we can see that the key gets returned later on.
I was gonna say Magus was just staring at Dimitri that whole time, very pointedly, like you.
I'm looking at Kellen. I'm looking at
Yeah.
Kellen. I'm looking at Kellen like I can't believe he's just like outwardly saying this when I could just go upstairs and just take care of it.
he kind of goes,
Sorry,
well,
Kellen.
I'm good with that too.
I can't really do that. What, Dench? You need me to help you clean the kitchen? And he just walks away, doesn't leave a key.
Kellen,
Yeah, I'm
Kellen,
looking at
Kellen,
Dimitri.
Kellen. We will. I can go up there and do that. That's all I need is to make sure you all can kind of like what, make sure that they don't catch me.
I'll come with you.
I'm going to try something also real quick. Preston, can I speak to you for a moment? And I'll try and like catch him as he's walking away.
Yeah, he kind of stops. Yeah. Yes?
Do you have any rooms for rent? Because we really need to rest this evening.
Oh, yes. I mean, I have 2 open rooms. They're generally never filled. We have 3 normally, but the 2 visitors bought 1.
All right. Let's see. Let's. How much for the 2?
Oh, they are a silver apiece, but for you, I do both for a silver.
Oh, here you go. And I give him the silver.
All right, and he reaches into his vest, where you see 3 keys, one labeled A, B, C, and he hands you A and B.
All right. Thank you, Preston. I'll walk back to the group. I was like, okay, so we know that they're in room A. and we have 2 rooms. So let us go go check in our rooms and other things.
He goes, also,
Yes.
breakfast is included with your room purchase, so I'll see you all in the morning.
Will there be like
Someone
fresh
say breakfast?
strawberries? What? Yes, breakfast.
I did say breakfast. Yes, young Dimitri has just purchased 2 rooms for your evening, and breakfast is included in those rooms when you wake up in the morning. But no, there will not be fresh strawberries.
Oh, boo.
But there will be lots of eggs, bacon, and other assortments, and there will be coffee as well.
Well, the coffee part's all right, I guess. Also, since Mag has been drinking the hot toddy, you notice that, like, while her demeanor really hasn't changed, her face is definitely flushed. Like, I figure elf drunk is just kind of like more thoughtful. Like,
She kind of looks around at the group and then kind of eyes Pecorin. Would you like me to warm the bath hut?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
And
that'd be
they have a
great.
hut for bathing?
yes, we have a small shack. Well, not that small, but large enough that maybe a group of 5 or 6 could be in a warm bath together. It's really for paying customers, and well, let's be honest here, I don't get many people who rent, so I really want to show it off. Dench,
Are there-
gather some wood.
I have a question.
Yes.
Are there any musicians here?
No, but I could play you something if you wished.
I want you to play us music while we bathe.
That'll be an additional silver.
That's fine. I'll pay that. It's
I-
been a long day. I would like to relax.
He takes it
Aw.
and he goes, all right. And he kind of reaches out from above the bar and he pulls down a 1.5 foot long case. That's only 3 or so inches thick. And he kind of opens it and he pulls out a beautiful flute carved from bone. And it definitely is scrolled with elvish runes across it.
Mag is definitely staring at it awkwardly too close. Like,
Mag, make me a history check.
it's only a 10 for me.
So it is hard for you to understand the elvish runes. It is in some sort of dialect that you are not 100% familiar. But it definitely, to you, it reminds you of if you maybe heraldric, as in maybe it has titles or family names, but you don't recognize them.
Huh, okay. Yeah, I don't know if I would remember. Yeah, I'll just stare at it.
And he goes, yes, we'll get your bath ready. You're going to have to give me a little bit. I have not practiced, and you can tell it's a little dusty. This case is covered in dust. And he begins cleaning it and changing the reed. And he goes, huh, how interesting. He's he seems
Is there
completely
reed in this
occupied
flute?
with his
What?
brain, being like, oh my, I have to figure out what the frick I'm going to do for the next hour.
Well, we have to go get into our rooms, and some of
Right.
us have to get drier. So we'll be there.
Well, if you leave your clothes outside your rooms, I will dry them over the fireplace. And there are towels that you can wrap yourself in if you wish to come down to the bath. It should be ready within. Give me a half hour, as I have to make sure that it's appropriately heated.
That's great.
All right.
And he seems to have a little bit of a chip in his step, or a pep in his step, now that he has customers to entertain. This is very rare for people to rent rooms here.
That's good. So Dimitri is he's got the bread bowl in one hand that's pretty much almost done, and then the beer in the other, and he's kind of making his way up to the room and kind of looking at everybody hey, let's go up to the rooms.
No, I'll go So I can just get out of this armor.
You guys make your way upstairs. You find the 2 rooms. They have each room has like 2 twin beds in it. There's a chamber pot. There's a small closet. But besides that, not really big, not really that fancy. All these 2 rooms that you have windows on the outside. And you notice that room C, which is their room, is on the other side of the chamber, the other side of the hallway, and you realize is likely. And there's also another room that's unlabeled. And it's you imagine it's about the same size as one of your rooms, and that the other unlabeled room takes up the same amount of space on the other side as well.
Okay.
Mag is going to like take her like top layer, like her armor and her like everything off, except she's going to leave the sword strap to her, and like probably like whatever like nightgown or underlayers she's wearing she'll leave on, and she'll definitely take off her boots like very pointedly and like put them down and kind of look at Dimitri like, she like took off her shoes so that they were like she was quieter, and she's just kind of like standing by the door just with her sword on her back like doo-doo-doo, I'm just here, I'm just putting my clothes out in the hallway like you do, like that's pretty much it.
So I think, I will go over to the C door, and I'm gonna put my ear to it, and just to see if I hear anything happening on the inside.
Make me a perception check.
That is an 11.
You do not hear anything.
All right. Can I check to see if it's locked or trapped or anything like that?
Yes. Please give me an investigation check.
That is a natural 20 for 25.
Yeah, definitely. The door is locked, and you see a faint thread connecting the kind of in the seam of the door, and you did not notice that in any of your rooms.
I look up at Mag. It's like, well, not only is the door locked, but it is also trapped. So you might want to step back a little just in case I am not so lucky in opening this door.
Yeah, Mag kind of moves back, so she's like more like in the doorway, in the like door that they're staying in, like away from that door.
All right, I'm gonna attempt to disarm the trap and open the door.
Okay. Make me a thieves' tools check.
I was gonna say, can I help him? But I don't know.
Oh, yeah,
anything about these tools.
Yeah, I would say it's a little bit hard. You would need to be trained in these tools if you'd like to.
I can help. You guys hear you turn around, I'm standing right behind you, but I had taken my armor off, so I'm a little quieter. Yeah, I can help you with.
So that's gonna be, just so I'm clear, so the D20 plus my dex modifier plus my proficiency, right?
Yep, and if Kellen is assisting you, that will give you advantage.
All right, so 17 plus 4 is 21 plus 2 is 23.
Awesome. So with practiced ease, you kind of you cut the wire, or you cut the thread, and so as you unlock the door, it doesn't rip apart, which is what you figured out the trap would be. And as you slowly open the door, you notice that there is a vial that would have been yanked toward the door opening. That is not. That is still suspended and like attached to the wall.
Is it fairly easy? Would it be fairly easy for me to grab this vial and take it?
Yeah, with a 23, 100%, you can easily grab the vial.
All right, I'll take it and I'll just kind of put it in my pouch, to take a look at later.
Okay.
And I will begin slowly casing the room.
All right.
And Mag will just come up as soon as it seems like you've opened the door. Mag kind of like creeps over and is like right behind you, looking too.
All right. So now you have the door open. So you can definitely tell that the beds were slept in, but they have been they were made. There was no rooms. There's no other active sense that many people have been here in a while. You do see a candle on the desk. Your rooms also would have like a writing desk on them that has been burned down completely to the wax. And besides that, I would like another investigation check.
Alrighty.
Can I do this as well, since I'm also...
Yeah, anyone who would like to search the room, please give me an investigation check. And this will be kind of a personal one, so it would be a bit harder to assist someone.
Yeah.
I got a 23.
I got a 26.
Mag got a total of 9. She is distracted by something in this room that is, like the wallpaper. And I'm like, that's really nice.
Okay. So, 26 and 23. So, with the 23, you notice that there are underneath one of the mattresses, there is a small slip of paper written in a strange language, which seems to have a symbol of like, hold on one sec, I gotta sneeze, sorry.
Do your thing.
Alright, never mind, it decided to leave. So it has like a strange symbol of let me see what I need, what it looks like. It looks like it has strange sigils on it that are arcane in nature, I would say, because you just can't, and unless you want to spend time identifying, you don't really understand what their purpose is.
All right. Can I check like the bed for traps before I grab the slip of paper?
Yeah, I mean that's part of it. You got and then who got the 25 or 26? Was that Kellen?
I got a 26.
Okay.
Yep.
Kellen, you're kind of like, you start examining things and you look at the desk and you begin examining it and you notice that one of the drawers doesn't quite line up with the design, and especially since you are someone who, works with a father who kind of experiments, and like your brother's a carpenter, you're like, this doesn't make sense, how this works. It doesn't fit.
I think the drawer might have been placed in wrong, or something wasn't right with it that I could investigate it to see whether it hides something else.
Yeah. And so you kind of open the drawer, it's not locked, and you notice that the drawer doesn't quite fit the depth that you see the outside, so you believe it has a false bottom of some sort. Now, you don't exactly know how to access it, but you can see that it doesn't quite line up.
I get a closer look at it to kind of figure out whether it slides or whether there's a button or some other object that's there.
Give me another, gives me a Thieves' Tools check, but you can use intelligence instead of dex, because you're kind of figuring out how this contraption works.
And I get, another +2 for tools, so 21.
Okay. So you begin kind of feeling around, and you find a button right at the top of the drawer, and as you click it, you hear a pop, and inside this false bottom, you find a bag that seems to have some money in it and a piece of paper that has been folded up.
Oh, excellent. Carefully
Kellen.
remove that. And... Yes?
What did you find?
I found some of these and show them the coins I picked up, and I'm more interested in the piece of paper, so I'll start opening that up.
Yeah. And by the way, Mag this whole time has been standing at the window because the way that the sun is setting looks really pretty, and she's just like, ooh, and like distracted. Or, you know, if it's night already, and like the way the stars look through the window, she's just like totally distracted.
Get away from the window, Meg.
Oh, sorry.
Nobody should see us here.
Sorry.
Yeah. And when you open up the paper, Kellen,
Yes.
it is written in that weird language that it seems that Bite can read.
So the language of these little sigils that we've been finding, right?
Correct.
Okay.
This looks familiar.
Definitely. So we'll have to examine this once we get out of here.
Is there anything else in the room that seems to be of any worth? Any clothing? Anything like that?
Nope. It looks like they slept in here. I will say with your investigations, you can likely find like the obvious scrapings of like they clearly had heavy packs. Whatever they did, they refilled. They like slept here a night and then moved on.
Okay. All right. I think we got everything that we could find in here. I think let's go back to our rooms, and then we can talk freely. And I'll actually lock the door back, so it doesn't look like anybody came in here. All right. So yeah, as soon as everybody's empty has left the room, I will actually close it and attempt to lock it back up.
Okay. You can make me another Thieves Tools, please.
Okay. That is going to be a dirty 20.
Nice. So with practiced ease, you relock it, and you even tie a small, noticeable knot back into the thread. So even if someone were to open it, they would think. But you keep the vial, right?
Yeah, I kept the vial.
Okay. But yeah, so even if they open it, they may not know that. Also, thank you, Ocelotus, for the cheers. We appreciate it. Thank you. But yeah, so you have this vial, you have the note written in a strange language, and you also have this piece of paper that has arcane glyphs kind of written in a circle around it.
Did you show that to me, by the way, Dimitri, or no?
No, I put it in my, I just put it in my pouch. I'm going to show it to everybody once we get into our room.
Not that I'd know better than anyone. I'm definitely, that's not this character for sure, but just being an ask.
All right. So yeah, so I guess we'll all gather in one of the rooms, and then we can figure out sleeping arrangements later. But we'll gather in, say, room B.
Sure.
And I'll take out the vial, and I'll take out the piece of paper that I found. I found the paper was it was under the bed. It was like tucked under like the mattress. But the vial, I don't know what this is. It could be some kind of poison or something, but they trapped the door. So whatever we found, obviously they wanted no one else to find. So does this look like anything to anybody?
At this point, I walk in with just a towel around my waist, looking kind of bleary-eyed and confused, like maybe I had just fallen asleep. Where did everybody go?
Were you just in the bath, or are you going to the bath?
I was on my way and then I fell asleep.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no,
Aw.
we just found a bunch of things in we didn't find anything anywhere, but yeah, no, in the other room.
Oh, like what? And I'll kind of saddle up to one of you, smelling
Yeah.
of
Show you the
body
coins.
odor and herbs.
Brother, are you holding on to our money? I found some cash.
Oh, if you want me to, I can carry it. Yeah.
And so
Sure.
as you open up the coin pouch, you find like 10 gold in there.
Whoa.
Nice.
and there seems to be
So much money.
and you realize that they're like there's I would say let's say 4 silver and 10 copper, as well as clearly they were spending and bought some stuff, but you don't, it's not like they have receipts.
I'll look carefully and see if there's any diamonds hidden in the bag.
They're unfortunate. You look really hard.
No
and,
diamonds.
No diamonds. So
There's like a piece of glitter. Mag like scratches at it. Like maybe it's a no.
no diamonds, oddly, but you were almost there. Almost found them.
I'll hand the piece of paper over to Bite that I found then, so might be able to make some sense out of it.
Oh yeah.
I take the money and run it over to my sack.
Yep. Here we go. So yeah, so you take the money and you run it over you put it in your sack. Yeah, I realized I was like, oh, I didn't really fully 100% plan this, but I haven't. So I just need to post it into something where you guys can all see. So I guess I need to put it into Roll20.
I mean, you could put it. I mean, I'm watching Twitch, but I don't know if everyone else.
No,
is,
I'll
but-
put it. I'll put it
Oh,
into
Roll20,
that. But
okay.
I also want to just get it in. So give me, as you guys, you begin looking at it, and Bite, it is again in that this really strange language, and there we go. That's what I needed. Perfect. And let me just get this thing here. Sorry, I'm getting some issues with Roll20.
Fight it.
I'm trying.
Beat it up.
Show it who's boss.
We're working on it. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, so I'll just take out the piece of paper, which is a different, like just runes and stuff. You said there's like a circle on it with the runes around it.
Correct.
I have no idea what any of this is. Does anybody know what this is?
I mean, I'll look at it, but I'm not trained in Arcana, so I don't know how I'll do. But I do, I'll look at it.
Okay. You can make me an Arcana check if you're trained in Arcana.
I'm not trained in Arcana, and that's a fine because I got a total of 3. So I'm just gonna be like, yeah, let me see.
That
no idea what this
is definitely magic.
That's something. That is really something. It's really fascinating. Kellen?
Yes.
It's just it's not Elven, so clearly I don't know what it is. It's just if
It's
it's Elven.
magic-
Of course I'd know. Of course I'd know.
Magic paper.
That's
Oh,
Kellen's favorite
that's-
if I've ever seen.
It's right up my field. Let me take a look at that.
All right. Yeah. So you begin looking at the paper. Kellen, make me an Arcana check, please.
22.
Oh, baby. Those are sigils, and you kind of study it. They're sigils for a teleportation circle.
Hmm.
And you've never
This has to do with.
you've never seen anything like this, but those are definitely sigils for a teleportation circle.
Do you tell us that, or are you just kind of looking at them?
Yes. Yeah, this has something to do with teleportation. I mean, it's not even within my level of experience right now, but this is definitely used to make a circle for teleportation.
Wow. That lets you go travel different places, right?
Yes.
I have a
Why did
question.
they have that? Yes, Beckerin?
There.
What is teleportation?
Teleportation is when items or persons at one location are magically altered and moved to another location.
Oh, that's gonna put me out of work. Can we get rid of that?
Some people, Peckerin,
Or make
some
work
people
easier.
Oh, that's true. It would make work easier. You could just teleport things across the farm that you needed real fast.
I don't know. I don't magic though.
That's fair. Can't you make them so anyone can use it though, or is it only magic people can use? I don't know how that works.
So
I'm not.
I'll say,
yeah.
Kellen, You think that if someone could cast the spell teleportation circle, they could use any runes they found of a teleportation circle. So this would get someone to a teleportation circle, but they would have to know the runes.
Okay, I'll relate that to.
Sure.
Strange. So,
So-
maybe the
so
missing
the
people are,
runes-
like, wizards.
So the runes are kind of like keys for a lock, is what you're saying.
Yes, in some
Magic
way, yes.
lock. And only like smart magical folk like Kellen and I guess wizards or something.
I don't even think I would have the capability of doing that. Maybe at some point if I did the proper research, but I really don't know what my inherent ability will allow me to do it at some point.
We should
Does this have
on to
anything to do with the paper that Bite has?
I look expectantly.
Or turn my head and look and bite.
It's coming, guys. I literally just built it. I just gotta find it where the fuck it's saved
It's
to.
definitely paper, guys.
More
Hold
paper! It's a sign! It's all tied together,
It's
it's a
not-
conspiracy!
Food.
She's holding it out, about to give it, and then pulls it back.
Yeah.
Holds it
There,
out a
Bite,
little
bite,
while.
come on, bite.
Do you really?
tell us, please.
How much do you want this? Huh?
And I will give you whatever cheese I get tomorrow.
Done.
wow.
Oh, I can't read this. Wait, take it back.
Deal's a deal.
I'll still give you the cheese. It's useless to me. I can't read this. This is not any. You have to teach me whatever this is so I can read it in future.
Alright, haha. You can't beat me, roll 20. Or maybe you can. Listen. Alright. So, here we go. I'm going to move you all over to the screen. I'm going to move everyone else on the Twitch to the screen. Then I'm going to zoom out. Alright, if you look at your roll 20,
Aha!
and I will post that in plain text for you as well, both in the chat and in Discord, so that everyone can see what the heck is going on.
This is nonsense to me.
You should see. I would have done it in the arrow form, but I wanted to make it quicker so that you could just see it. As
So can I have just translated it?
yeah, that's the translation.
Okay.
And
So I borrowed a pen and I'm just like, okay,
This-
here's what it says.
and the code.
That's a lot of numbers.
Someone really loves math.
Yeah.
I don't, so.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Paper.
Guys, I didn't realize my video was off. That was weird.
So Gene, looking at the numbers,
Mm-hmm.
is there anything that I could do? There's Reggie. Reggie's going nuts.
Reggie!
Uh-huh. Is there anything you can do?
Is there anything I can do? Sorry, Reggie's distracting me. Is there anything I could do to try and figure this out? Like, does this look familiar to me? Is there?
Yeah. So I will remind you, you guys have seen 3 other, or maybe two other. Let me pull it up. You have 2 other codes that you have found. So both at Lady Lash's house and Lady Lash and both the corner of the town hall, you found a. It looks like a single word, which was a less than symbol 16/14. Then I believe at the Mernig farm, I believe you found ampersand or the end symbol 1627131425, and you guys missed one at the Nartleby farm. No, I'm not going to give you that one.
Right, but the number you just gave us was the one actually listed for the Nartleby. The Mernig farm is 1516
Yep.
parenthesis 2412 exclamation point 27.
Correct. I forgot which order. So then you didn't get the one from the So then you're right about the 1516. So make me an intelligence check. if you're trying to like put it together, and I'll see what I can do for you.
First time I rolled high. I just don't feel like
Yeah.
20?
I'm gonna try. I don't
rolled
think
a
I'm an
natural
intelligent
20.
being.
Ooh, baby.
16.
Okay.
I mean, if it's open to the group, I'll give it a shot.
I mean, you guys are staring at this, and now that you have it all, you have a larger collection of it.
Is this just a straight intelligence?
Just straight intelligence, unless you have some sort of feat or background, which is like, I'm good at deciphering codes.
7.
Okay.
You
Bite.
and me both.
But you're not very good at math, so you don't understand what everyone's problem is.
I'm more of a linguist.
So who got a 15 or above? What? Okay. 15 above 15 to less than 20. I will tell you that the period in here is not part of the code, but an actual ending of a sentence.
Huh.
As
All
well
right.
as the equal symbol is actually part of the next word. So the equal
it's like a
symbols
hyphen.
is attached to 16241425/16. Number sign. So generally, there are no periods or question marks in the code. So those are just grammar.
I'm sorry, what's the equals again?
The equal sign is another letter that is part of the bottom word. It just
Oh.
didn't space out on the image. And then who got above a 20?
Just
Got a
one.
25.
Total. Ooh, 25.
It was a natural 20. Natural
Baby.
20.
All right. Well then, here I will. For that, I will. Let me look real quick. Then I will give you the most common number that shows up repeatedly, which is 16 equals the letter A. And that's what you get.
Uh-huh.
Oh boy.
As that seems to be in most of the codes that I have written.
All right, Gene, I'm gonna ask you a really crazy question.
Uh-huh.
So I kind of get this. Dimitri's kind of been around most of the area. If he kind of like pictures like all of the places that we found these codes in his head, is there like a discernible pattern? Like, does it look like a circle or a square or a star or something like that?
Good question.
Make me an insight check. And remember, I will say, you guys do have some inspiration. We got 2 group inspirations plus Rennie's free floating birthday inspiration.
I'm gonna use my inspiration because that was a 6.
Okay, so you'll use Rennie's free floating one then.
That's just an 11.
Okay. So you've only found them in like 4 places or 3 places, and there's no pattern. You might either need to find more, but they don't seem to be discernible. You maybe
Okay.
it's hard to pick up. You'd have to see a few more to kind of see if they stretch, because like one's all the way outside of town, right at the Murnick farm, and one's in town in the center, and one's on the manor house, which could technically be on the way to Murnig. So it's hard to determine, and you didn't see any more throughout the town besides those so far.
Okay.
Could we
Well,
get the other ones?
the only similarity. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say, could we get visual on the other
Yes.
codes?
Yes. Here. Let me see what I can do about building you a quick image with all of them. I think I have most of them.
Yeah, I'm starting to look at it and trying to figure it out.
I'll say if everyone would like to give me either an insight or a history check, and maybe you spotted more of them, and we can we can kind of do a little bit of maybe you spotted this, and now that you're thinking about it, you could see if there's others that you have maybe missed.
14.
19 insight.
Ooh, that's a good insight.
Bite's been too into food.
No, I rolled a 12. And I rolled before too, but I only got a 7. So I'm just not even calling him out for that bad.
I mean,
I
again,
rolled poorly. I want to use an insight, one of our group insight.
you have you have.
Do it.
Oh,
Yeah.
go for it.
Yeah, you guys absolutely have those.
Dimitri,
Oh, you know what? Do we have another one?
Dimitri's great at going into locked doors. Thinking is not one of them. So
Yes.
I got an 8.
Yes, you have. So I'm gonna use the group one from Mama Shady. That's the one Norm's using, and there's one more group.
Ooh, I want to use it.
Sure.
Do it.
Never mind.
My
My first
Oh,
roll
no.
was better. I got a 4.
Well,
I'll stick with my 14.
Oh, that sucks.
So what'd you get, Norm, with the inspiration?
15.
Okay, and
We got a new group one too just now. I think once that's been there.
ooh, from Ocelotus. Thank you, buddy. So there's a new
We
one,
need it.
but you got the 19, right, Julia?
Schmag has good insights.
All right. So you're kind of thinking, and you remember going around. You're like, I've been all over this town, and now that I've noticed that, I haven't really put it a lot together. And you're like, I always got a weird vibe from the Nartleby farm, and you've passed it once or twice, and you recall seeing that other symbol, the one that I put up, I believe, because 15, yeah. So the 1516 is on a Mernig. On one of the keep out signs by the Nartleby farm is the N symbol 1627131425. And if you look at your roll 20, in that same document, I just put them all. So that is all the ones you have found.
Yeah.
And I will put those in the real chat. And I will say this. Now that you're thinking about this, you're pretty sure you've also seen one of these symbols on Bite's family commune, but you don't recall exactly.
It just occurred to me, Bite. I feel like I've seen something like this at your house before, where your people are, in the woods, but I don't
Yeah.
remember. There's some weird symbols there. Also,
Oh yeah, this stuff's all over the woods.
I've seen something. I'm gonna draw the symbols because I don't know what they mean, but I think I've seen this on one of the keep out signs by the Nartle. It's not draw the symbols, which you would be able to translate because I would have no idea what they are, obviously. Bite.
Yeah, I'm translating as you go.
If people at home want to join us in trying to solve this, please do in the chat now.
And again, this is going to be probably a multiple time thing. So you guys are still pretty tired, I will say. And, you kind of feel some of your heads, fading a little bit as, it's really not a very exciting task to try to translate it.
Bath time.
So some of you are getting tired. Some of you are staring at it and maybe having a little trouble. And, that's okay. As you kind of begin either relaxing and studying, or you go and take your bath. But I leave that to you.
Well, one thing we can get surmise is when we look at the series of numbers, since we know that 16 is an A, then I think we can correctly assume that the numbers 14 would be a letter. So I was concerned because I thought that each single number would represent a letter. I think now we narrow it down to each series of 2 numbers being a letter, and obviously these other symbols like that greater than and less than, we can assume that they're a single character as well. So it does reduce the number of that we have to go with, but we do have commonality. We did find the same 2 series of numbers at the lady at the Lash Manor and also at the town hall. Now, if I remember correctly, we know the Lash Lady is something's unusual with her, but there was something about the town hall, and there was something suspicious about somebody there. I forget exactly what it was. So I do find that those two pieces of information are somewhat interesting, and they're the ones that we're closest to uncovering, since we know that the 16 is an A. So we just need to figure out what those 1, 2, 3 symbols, the less than, the little slash, and the 14.
14.
Yes.
And I'll say, Norm, for picking up what I'm putting down. You remember that the barkeep, who has been insistently speaking about the visitors, said that the visitors went and had a meeting with Boel Smithers, the town master.
That must have been
Never
what.
mind.
And we know didn't we know these guys are surveyors of some type or not? Or am I
You
wrong?
have no idea their business, but they have been out in the woods. And they have come back, but they have not come back in a long time.
So now the other question is, do we think that these two individuals, since they have a code, are responsible for putting the codes on the other locations? Maybe it's like a recognition or like a message to others of some reason.
Yes, or maybe
Um,
it's yeah, what they like have thought of.
I
that
will
place or
add
something.
this, that I recall, I believe Pecorin examined the one on the Mernig farm, and that has been there for a long while.
Hmm.
Maybe they are just they are seeing which places have those symbols and are collecting them kind of the way we are right now.
Dimitri, make me an insight with advantage. As you are a person who understands thieves' cant.
With advantage, that is a 13.
So, it's hard for you to figure out, but you think you're on the right track, that it might be something that people are looking for. As you don't remember exactly why, but you do remember, like, understanding codes and double talks and looking for certain colors and patterns in buildings or signs that kind of signal if they are tougher joints to crack into, or if, watch out guards. But you can't quite place where you remember all that from.
I'll convey that to the group without actually saying the I don't remember why part. I'll just say that, about the codes and, how people use certain codes. And I'll actually look at Pecker and it's like, just like the hobo Kent is similar to that. But some of them are more, I guess, good word is nefarious. So maybe it's something like that. I don't know. This is making my head hurt again. I'm gonna go get ready for the bath,
Same,
and
me too.
immediately, Dimitri just starts stripping in front of all of you.
Ah, not God. It's just like she's gonna
What?
like leave the room.
I see.
Oh,
him
okay.
unfazed.
Yeah, like Dimitri, it doesn't seem to phase Dimitri. It's just like, all right, whatever. I would probably say, like, given him a few minutes, like you come back into the room, Meg, and he's just wearing a towel and his boots.
I love that he's still wearing his boots. That's okay. Meg has a towel and her sword, so
I'm gonna go heat
comes
up another
with
slice
me.
of pizza, so I will be heading down to the bath.
Okay.
Basically, I love all these codes. So Kellen is not going to do anything. He's just going to get comfortable, get something to drink, and start pouring over these codes and see if he can work on, decoding them. So now we know we're looking for a 4-letter word, and the second letter is an A. So if I could crack one of the other numbers, that would put us very close to telling what it is. I'll
true.
stay and work on that.
Bite's gonna help Kellen,
Okay.
Thank you.
Nice. So,
just in case more translating is needed.
yeah, you guys begin. Some of you head to the bath. Both Reggie and Dizzy, he kind of helps out because he also doesn't seem very happy about words. You guys take a bath and you really soak it in, and lovely light flute playing, which seems to also happen to work right now.
I did it on purpose.
Nice, master of music, perfect. As Preston kind of he doesn't come inside the bath because that's weird, but he's kind of, there's a bench outside. You guys are bathing probably nude, and he begins playing a light tune. Mag, make me a wisdom saving.
Oh dear God, why? Heritage or no?
This is
Charmed against being charmed in magic can't put me to sleep, but never mind. That's fine.
this is
whatever.
not
Let me-
that.
Cool. Well, that is a 14.
Okay. As you're sitting in the bath and you hear this music, for a moment, you almost slip into reverie. And the tune he plays is a familiar song. And I'll say, Dimitri, you can also make me an insight check, because let's see if you remember hearing this tune or something similar.
Pecarin did also. If Pecarin's
When he's back.
Yeah, I know.
I got a 4. I don't remember shit.
There is a group inspiration. If you want to use it, you don't have to.
All right, yeah. If everybody's okay with me using it,
Go for it.
Or why not?
Use them before you lose them.
gotcha. Yeah, that's worse. That's a 10.
Nice.
I just gave the group a new one for later.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, you can't quite place the tune. You don't think you've ever heard it before. And
I'm
Wait, I
enjoying the
actually would've
warm.
played
I'm
different
enjoying the
music
warm
for
water.
it. Hold on. I want different music for this then. Hang on.
Sure.
But yeah. Sorry, because there's a specific song for what you're talking about. That's why I'm trying to find it. Hold on.
And
You can keep talking.
Yep.
Just ignore me.
I'll say, kind of, Magdalene, you kind of drift off, but you come back to the group because you did make your save. But it seems
Okay, I don't fall into the bath.
it seems so familiar, and you can't quite place it. And I'll wait for, once Frank gets back, we'll get him in. But we're gonna go back to our group, Kellen and Bite. You guys have a candle burning as you guys are working over this code. Would you like to attempt another int check to either break another letter or get another clue?
Yes. I
Yes.
just tried. This did not work because I tried to plug it in, but Vite just tried to assign letters of the alphabet to numbers.
Okay.
It is gibberish, but that is what she's been working on.
Cool. Yeah, you can make me an intelligence check.
It's a 14.
Okay.
Roll to 15 total.
Okay. So together you guys begin working. And because, Bite, you actually did that, I will tell you some of the letters are assigned to numbers, some are assigned to symbols, and they're definitely not in the way you would think.
Oh, okay.
And let's see. Since I would say you guys are probably, at least Kellen is a very decent code breaker and has an influence of ideas, but that's not, you only got a 15, so I'm not gonna give you any more clue besides that.
Okay.
But you have a feeling, I'll give you one more clue, which is you believe 14 is also a vowel. As most, Pecarin, could I get an insight check from you?
Of course you can.
Thanks.
Absolutely.
So this flute is being played beautifully as you take a bath with Dimitri, Dizzy, and Mag.
A dirty 20? I've never heard that phrase before, Chris, so I'm just going to steal it.
No, that's it.
No, go for it.
Dirty 20 is when you don't roll a natural 20, because those are clean 20s, apparently.
Got it. I'm going to go with a naughty 20.
Nice. Oh, it's very naughty.
I like that.
So-
I like that a lot.
So your naughty 20 garners. So Mag, as she lowers into the bath, and you're all kind of sitting there, and this music, it's very enchanting. And you notice Mag's eyes kind of like close, and she begins humming and almost kind of spaces out. And you remember this happening when Magdalene rested at the barn. That she kind of just sits there. She kind of goes into this strange reverie. And she begins humming this song. And the song that Preston is playing is the same song that Magdalene is humming. And she kind of begins humming, and then within like a minute, kind of like wakes back up like nothing happened. But you are the only one that catches that it's the same song.
Hey, Mag. Where's that song
What?
from?
What?
You were just humming like a nice song. Where's that song
I
from?
was? Gene, do I know that I do this, or is this something that I don't know that I do at this
You don't know you do it because you're in a reverie.
Okay, cool. What? I hum?
Yeah, you were just humming the same song that he was playing. It was almost like perfectly in time. I love music, and that was kind of eerie,
Oh, strange.
but beautiful.
Yeah, it's a really thank you. I just really like the song. It's very nice. It's very familiar. Don't know why.
Maybe you've heard it before.
I'll
Oh.
ask him once we're out of the bath. I'm curious.
I mean, Mama always said the reason I know so many songs is because she would sing while I was in just a little one.
Aw. That's really sweet.
That's pretty sweet.
This
Uh,
water
Adrian,
is so
don't fall asleep.
warm. It's
Don't fall
nice and
asleep.
warm.
Eventually, Dench kind of heads in, and you see him kind of stoke the fire that's heating your very large bath. He pours some cold water in, so your water's not boiling, and kind of freshes it. And after about a half hour, Preston seems to go away, as he seems that's about as far as he'll play, and you guys are kind of left alone. The rest of you, as a Bite and Kellen, continue translate.
Bite, I have a suggestion. Let's assume
Yeah.
that a 14 is the letter E. Because if you look
Oh,
at the two
yes.
vowels together, the EA would go better than any other letter.
I was thinking the same thing.
And as this kind of continues through the evening, with Callan and Bite conferring and kind of talking and suggesting theories, and you guys finish your bath, and it's one of the most pleasant nights you have after a hard day's work. Your thoughts all kind of get drawn to, tomorrow is going to be very interesting, as there's a diamond you have to acquire. And how are you going to do that? And so you guys all come to back to the rooms. Bite and Kel and burning the midnight candle, with tons of pieces of paper thrown out as they scratched, out certain letters and are replacing. And the evening moves on. Are you taking? Yes.
Sorry, I was just gonna say before we leave the bath, or if I hear the flute stop, I'm definitely gonna be like, everyone close your eyes, and like jump out and like try and catch, wrap the towel around myself and try and catch him before he goes, so I can like.
I will say you don't feel a rush to, because you
Okay.
know that you're having breakfast and he runs the
Oh,
bar.
true. I can just ask him
So,
tomorrow. I'll ask him tomorrow.
You don't have to. You don't have to leave. You know that you're getting a breakfast tomorrow, so you don't need to.
When I do
rush.
get out,
Yeah.
Mag is definitely like, everyone close your eyes. Like,
Dizzy closes his eyes and puts his hands over Reggie's.
oh my god, that's adorable.
Nice.
And you guys, again, you fade off for the evening, and so that's where we're going to take our break.
Yay.
That'll give some of our players a little bit of time translate / eat, do whatever they got to do, and we will come back. Why don't we say between like 9:25, 9:30,
Sounds good.
and then that way we'll start in the morning as you guys fade off to sleep. Maybe Callan and Bite don't sleep as much as they should, but you guys continue working, and some of you have some restful nights. Though before we tear away from this, Dimitri, over your night's sleep,
Uh-oh.
you see a familiar scene again. Echo, a warmth in your pocket. A small mouse with 3 legs, kind of running through this astral space that is your dream. And as it chitters and moves, it moves along with your heartbeat. Its movements going and coming. And like you felt before, that time of need, that time to save your friends, feel like there's more you could do here. You would have to make.
Do I feel what that choice might be?
You feel that you will give part of yourself, at least a temporary part, some of your own vitality to whatever this dream or is. Though it does not mean it's removed, it just means that, maybe some of your natural rest or natural healing will be stymied for a day or so, as you will be giving kind of part of your natural energy, whatever this call is.
Well, if it feels like Mickey, and I'm assuming that's what it feels like, without a doubt, I would absolutely, give whatever I can just to kind of see Mickey again.
Okay. So you kind of reach your hand out, and as you kind of like brush past your chest, in a heartbeat, there seems to be a small piece of cheese, but it's colored a tinge of red, almost like blood. It also pulses with some of your. And also you feel a bit of the weight in your mind lessen, kind of go into that. And as Mickey reaches, as he kind of like scurries up, and again he has these guttering movements that flow with your pulse. And as your pulse begins racing, he begins moving faster. Comes to your hand, begins nibbling on the cheese. You feel weak. Feel like energy is. But when you wake up in the morning, you don't feel as refreshed. And we'll get back and tell everyone what that means later. So that is where we will actually take our break.
Nice.
So, I'll see everyone. Let's say 9:30. Thank you all for watching, and we'll be right back. All right, we're back. Our players have been diligently working on the code, but again, it's something that can be solved over time. So I'm going to leave it up there so people can see it. But you guys awaken in the morning, some a little later than others. Bite and Kellen, fell asleep at the desk. Bite in a pile on the corner, on the floor. Kellen kind of like nodded off into the desk and just kind of slept there. But I will say, Pekarin, Magdalene, and Dizzy, you all wake up earlier than others. Dimitri, you are now again in a pleasant dream. As you hear, oh, I lost someone. Something just happened.
Julia.
Yep, I lost the Julia as a bunch of cameras just shifted over, but that's okay. We'll keep going. You hear a squeak, familiar squeak. You feel a familiar buzz and like almost nibbling at your cheek and ear as your eyes kind of open. You hear a squeak, squeak, squeak.
Yeah, just kind of like, I'm a little like cautious, and as I open my eyes, I'm hoping to see Mickey, but that doesn't make any sense.
So as you kind of shift your eyes, a reflective sheen comes toward you. As you kind of squint because it catches the light, you see a three-legged mouse. But its fur, opposed to being, like a soft, matted thing, is almost like a pointed, crystalline fur. You see the small crystal mouse as it kind of like just sits at you.
I kind of like very cautiously kind of like stick my finger out to kind of like boop his nose like I used to do to Mickey.
Yeah, and he goes for it the same way, except that it's a bit harder than you recall. There's no wetness to the snoot that you would normally see. And he kind of like hits up with his like one arm and just like waits for your attention.
I don't understand this, Mickey. How is that you in my dream?
Mickey?
You see images in your head of the dream, of him running, but then it also flashes to a darker image where you see his life force drain, and you feel the coin in your pocket get heavy. And then he again goes back to a dream, and the visions kind of washed from your head like he tried to communicate with you.
And yeah, I'll just like, my eyes start watering, and then just pick Mickey up, and I just kind of like hold him to my chest and just like close my eyes and just like, I'm so glad you are back. I don't care what you look like, but it's you. Thank you so much for coming back. Thank you. And I just start kind of like quietly crying.
As you're holding him and your heart beats, the crystal seems to resonate. You are down one temporary hit die that you would use during short rest to recover.
Okay.
As you gave a part of yourself to manifest whatever consciousness is.
All right. I will take out this small wooden Mickey that Kellen had made me. I will put it in one of my other pouches and make room for the new Mickey in his normal pouch. so he can kind of rest there with me.
Yeah, he scampers over, and you see a flash, an image of when you made sure that a bit of your extra food was given to Mickey when you were in the jail cell. And again, that image from his perspective of like care, bank, they're not quite words, but you can understand him, and he seems to be able to understand you as he hops right into the pouch and kind of like with one arm hunched over, head just out, looking.
Well, that's the thought pictures. That's new trick. You know what? I don't care. You're back, and that's the only thing that matters. I'm so glad you're back, and I'm just petting his head and
Yeah,
just super happy. Like I'm just so happy.
and the crystalline fur moves, but not quite as well as a fur. It's a little bristly, but it does have a little bit of that texture that it does seem like you are petting it and not like scraping your finger across it. So it's like both fur and crystal, and it's a very strange feeling. And what you will notice is inside the center of Mickey, now that you've gotten a good look, is you see almost like the image of that coin.
Do I go looking for the coin? Do I find a coin?
You have it, but it seems dull in nature. It just seems not as polished, not as shiny, and it no longer has that warm glow. But when you hold it for a second, you can no longer hear. You can no longer see. And as you try to figure out what's going on, you're looking out from your waist. And you see your hand moving and like struggling, but you don't see your head. And you don't see that your hand is attached to you. And you are hearing noises of the people around you. They're a little more acute. And from your voice comes a squeak from the body that you are seeing through. And as you do this movement, you're looking up and watching your torso and hands move.
I'm freaking out now. Yeah, I like, and that first is like, oh, my mouse came back. I'm so, what? Oh God, I can't. The fuck.
You all see Dimitri freaking out, and he's calling. And Dimitri, you hear yourself shouting from above you, and in that moment, you let go of the coin. Just reaction, letting go of everything from your hand. And as this coin, you guys see this like crystalline coin clatter to the floor. Your vision and hearing returns to you.
All right. That. The fuck was that?
Are you like doing this in a place? Well, I don't know what rooms we all slept in, but I'll tell you for one thing, if I come and look for you and I see Mickey there, I'm gonna be like, Mickey, what?
I'll say by the time you get in there, because you more react to him starting to freak out. Mickey is already in a pouch, so you do not see.
Dimitri, are you all right?
I don't know what the hell's going on.
I'll come in as well.
So good news is Mickey somehow is back.
What?
And I'll pull Mickey out and show everybody.
Yeah, you see almost a replica of Mickey, but instead of mouse and normal, it is made of crystal. Inside, there seems to be a faint glow and pulse that seems to go at about the speed of a heartbeat.
Is it a spirit?
It's Mickey. Like, Mickey came to me in a dream, and I fed Mickey. It was weird. It was like I almost kind of had cheese in my chest, and I pulled it out and I fed Mickey, and then I wake up and Mickey's on my chest. I don't know. Then I could not see and hear, but I could, and I was Mickey. I don't understand what is going on. Is this like magic stuff?
That's
I
gotta
would
be
say
magic.
so.
And Mickey just kind of like crawls up, like as you're gesturing and talking about him. He kind of crawls up to your shoulder, and he just kind of sits there like a mouse.
I'll very, very carefully pick up the coin with like a cloth, not with my bare hands, and then try to put it back in my pouch.
Yeah, no issue.
All right. I'm okay. So I don't care that Mickey's here. I'm happy Mickey's here. I don't want the no seeing. That was weird. That was weird because I was seeing through Mickey's eyes and ears, and it was like I was seeing myself and hearing myself. And it was crazy. And Dimitri's visually disturbed by what he's saying to you right now.
I just kind of hug him because I don't really know what to say to this because this is very weird to me too. But and whatever. I'm just like, it's okay, friend.
Yeah, and you feel Mickey kind of nibble a little bit on your hair as you get close because you give him the hug. But it's a familiar thing, and then he kind of like stays on the shoulder, and eventually crawls back to his pouch.
All right. I mean, let's just rejoice in the fact that Mickey's back and like take it from there. We'll figure out the other stuff later. We've got diamonds and letters to figure out and numbers and stuff, right?
As Callan and Bite woke up first thing, Bite, your tummy is rumbling. You didn't even get your midnight snack. You were so into this. You are starving.
Didn't
We
we
need
get
to-
for breakfast?
Let's go
I
eat.
think
Let's
we
go
paid
eat.
for breakfast.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, we should get a breakfast.
And you guys all kind of head downstairs. There's a small like hustle and bustle of the tavern because a lot of the workers or people who run shops who may not have time to eat breakfast. Definitely
Come
some
in.
of the work, like the sheriff doesn't cook, you don't think. But you see a few people inside the tavern, already kind of sitting down. Let's see. You see breakfasts are up. You do see the sheriff sitting in a corner by himself. He's just kind of, taking the peace of like the morning before he has to do paperwork and do other things. You see let's see, who else? You see Fargrim Flamecask, the dwarven brewer, and his husband, what the heck is his name? Lythanthir Grera, who you saw at Marketplace. Bite is the one who smashed through one of his crates by destroying a person through it. But he didn't really press charges, but the town did on his behalf. They are enjoying a breakfast together. Just occasional here and there. No one else of true import that you could see. But they seem to be they're in their own corners, kind of habitating. And you see Preston looks at you. Was your bath okay?
It was great. It was so relaxing. Thank you so much.
Yes, it was lovely. I had a question about that. The song that you were playing last night, it was so beautiful. I was wondering, what is it called? What's the song about?
Well, I don't really know what it's called, but I think my family taught it to me. They mentioned that it's the song of our past, but I'm not really sure. I couldn't tell you where I learned it directly, and I don't have any it written down. I just kind of get a feeling what I should play, and it's One of the very few songs I still remember, honestly.
Strange. Apparently, I know it, but I don't know how.
Hmm. Well, I wish I could be of more help, but it's just so familiar of a song. I don't know why, but I hear it sometimes when I daydreaming or just, watching out as he kind of washes out the one singly clean glass that he always is washing out. When I'm staring off into space, I sometimes hear the tune. I don't know, and so I just play it.
Strange. Well, thank you anyway. I'm not really sure what that means for me.
Well, all right. Are you having coffees, teas with your breakfast?
Coffee.
Kind of
Coffee
looks
all
at,
around, I think.
Coffee.
yeah, he looks at Kellen and Bites back. Yeah, it's coffees for everyone. Though I'm gonna water down Miss Bites as he's seen her rambunctiously travel through places. Listen, you're gonna get a full glass, but you gotta take it slow this time. I remember last time we had to clean flour out of your fur for like a day. A day.
Fine.
So you all get like a nice breakfast, heavy potatoes, peppers, eggs, bacon. It's just a filling breakfast. You all get coffees, waters. Bite has a little bit more of a watered down coffee, and yeah, no one seems to be paying any attention strongly to any of you. But you guys are kind of eating breakfast together in this time.
Alan's not concentrating on eating breakfast. He's grabbing off the plate as he pours over little pieces of paper, trying to add codes, and you see him scratch something out and as he tries to come up with a breakthrough.
I love your dedication. That's really something.
Yeah, I mean, whatever you're doing seems really impressive. Dizzy adds in.
That's a good voice for him, by the way.
That's pretty spot on.
It's like
It's weird that Rennie and I have a strange similarity in our nasal-based voices. So weird.
it's like your family or something. It's so weird.
Dimitri is kind of like sniffing his clothes, and he just like and just gives a thumbs up to Bite.
Sorry, I forgot to mention, when you opened your door, all of your clothing was folded and not pressed, but folded, dried, like it hung overnight, and it smelled pleasant. I would say, Mag, you are more familiar. It definitely reminds you of some of the perfumes and fragrances that like elves use, and especially yourself.
It seems right. This is the best laundry service in town. I love it.
He
Can't
charges
get better than this.
charges a silver a room. Of course, it's gonna be good servants. So you guys, people fade out of the tavern to eventually it is just you all, as there are now papers and your plates have been cleared, refills of both water and coffee, and you have the day ahead of you.
All right, so what are we going to do about Diamond's situation?
We could go to that lady.
Yes, I think we're going to have to, unfortunately.
The only option I see.
She's not going to give it up willingly.
Maybe there's something we could do in exchange. Task.
She doesn't even want us near her home.
Oh, right. I forgot you went there.
I know we don't have a lot of time, but maybe ask around to see if she ever leaves. If she's not in the property, it would make our job a little...
Well, it's around her neck, so we kind of need her. That's the problem.
Yeah. You do recall you have never seen her not wearing it.
I have an idea, but... And you just watch Dimitri kind of like look around. But I think we should go up to our room very quickly and I can share it with you. I'd rather not do it in public.
Right. Well, I totally dropped my necklace under the bed. Totally. Let's go get it. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's
Everybody
go
come
get...
with me. I can't find it alone for no reason whatsoever. She doesn't sound convincing at all. She's not a good liar, but she's just like...
I am strong. I can lift the bed.
Yeah, sounds very good.
I'd say
We
a
need
little
that
too
for the
loud.
necklace.
Yeah, the bartender Preston just gives you the odd eye raise, like, of course, you lost something in your bed. How about you stop talking about it and just leave?
Right, so we'll go up to
Don't
one.
clean up the table. I'm not done yet.
Right.
So we'll go up to the room, I guess. And when everybody's inside, I'll just kind of close the door. I'll even go to the window and I will close the shutters of the window. And I'll just look at everybody and say, all right, so here's my idea. And when I tell you my idea, you're going to ask how it's going to work. And then I will tell you, and you have to promise not to freak out.
Okay.
So my idea is she has people that work for her in the home. And it's kind of going off of what Kellen said, that maybe some of them leave. And if they do, if we can maybe capture them and get them kind of out of the way, I could take their place and get us inside.
Okay. How's that gonna work?
This is the part where you can't freak out. Promise me you're not going to freak out.
I won't freak.
I
might freak out.
And just Dimitri looks really nervous, and he just sighs very loudly, and he kind of like steals himself up for a minute, and then he looks at Mag, and you watch as his body completely begins to change shape and form until he is an identical duplicate of Mag in Dimitri's clothes.
Great idea.
Yeah.
What?
Up into including the leather armor he wears now has breast indents. Of this,
What?
like,
What?
so
What?
it,
Are
it
you-
does not seem
What?
illusionary.
Are you magic?
I'm not magic. No,
You're magic.
No, it's not magic. It's who I am. And he's clearly now in a feminine voice, almost approximating Mag. It's not magic. This is who I am.
That's
I can
magic.
change my. No, it's physical. And then you
I understand.
you watch as he kind of shifts again. She shifts again, and you now see in front of you a very, very fair white skin, hair little longer than Dimitri's, definitely much thinner, about 3 or 4 inches taller, still in the armor, still in Dimitri's clothes. And their eyes are just like this kind of bluish steel color. It's like, this is my natural state. This is who I really am.
Oh.
But you're from another world.
Are you Faye?
No, I'm from here. I'm although Dimitri is one of my main masks, if you will, I am still Dimitri, but I am also Finn. My name is Finn.
I make a history check on this, Gene. See if I've ever heard of any of this.
You can make me an Arcana check.
Okay.
I was gonna say, can I check to see if he's Faye? I don't know what I'd roll for that.
16.
I mean, you can also make me a nature check if you're thinking Faye. So Kellen, you've read a lot of books, and you've studied a lot of things, and there's nothing in your brain that this equivalates to, because like you understand illusions, you understand like the sky's self, This would be more akin to a transmutation, maybe closer to like an alter self or a polymorph.
Okay.
Watching him do it, though, you didn't see any magic casts, and like his skin, it kind of rippled and was malleable. Like it physically changed. Like you're pretty sure his like physiology changed as well. Like when he was Mag, you're pretty sure that he was female in at least anatomy, you can assume, not without looking. And when you saw him as Dimitri, you saw him naked. He's a dude. So whatever is happening is a full physical change, but there was no magic.
So I think it's like an inherent ability he has due to him being whatever he is if he's of another race.
Well, and so the comparison is you've all seen Bite also shapeshift naturally. She kind of takes on a more feral and bestial form, where like her fur elongates, her mouth grows like teeth and claws, like, but it's only temporary. But that's still also just a physiology change. This seems like, for what you could tell, that you're not sure if it's temporary, but you've seen Dimitri sleep as Dimitri, and it has never changed back. Yes, Mag.
I got a 19 on nature.
He is not a fae.
Okay. Her eyes like narrow as she stares at him for a minute, and then they kind of relax, and she's like, "Okay, he's not fae." Not that it matters.
I look very nervous. I look very nervous as you're all just kind of like staring at me, and then.
All right. Look, it's fine. It's fine. He's just different than we expected. That's all.
And when I'm myself, I'm fluid, so not him, but they is fine.
They and Finn, is that what you prefer to go by than Dimitri? I mean, I don't want to...
I don't want to confuse you. If Dimitri is better for you, you can continue to call me Dimitri. That's fine. But considering the pickle that we are in, mostly due to me, I figured that I should come clean with you and kind of this might be helpful for what we need to accomplish. I didn't want to hold it back. And considering that you've all have kind of come to my rescue, trying to help me with this, I felt like it was probably time that you should know.
Finn, I can't help but feel lied to. You should have told us.
I'm sorry. It's just I don't even know what I am. I just know that I can do this, and I've only used it to keep myself safe. Because for the longest time, it's only been me, and we all know bullies and those who prey upon the weak. So I had to become someone who was not weak, and that was Dimitri. I've been Dimitri for most of my life. I mean, it's everything I've ever said, everything I've ever done has not been false. The only thing that has been false is my appearance. I'm still me. It's just. I wish I could tell you more, but I don't know any more than that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you feel lied to, and I was afraid that you might feel that way. But again, I didn't want to continue lying, and you trusted me, so I want to trust all of you. That's why I'm showing you.
Mag is gonna like go up to him and just kind of like put a hand out and be like, "Finn, it's nice to meet you."
I kind of like smirk a little bit, and I take your hand and I shake your hand.
And
It's
Mag
a
kind of
pleasure
like
to meet you.
Yeah, as they're holding hands, she kind of like angrily kind of like punches him in the arm and then hugs him, like just inexplicably, like what?
Dude.
It's like a little awkward. It's like, oh, all right, that's fair. That's fair.
Should have told me. But she's like, she seems okay with it. She kind of goes over to the side, like, and looks at you a little, like, all right, okay.
I get it. I can do the
Peck
same.
puts
And I just turn into a little mouse.
Ah!
And you guys all watch Bite
Wow.
for the first time literally shrink down to a mouse, except differently. All of her clothes kind of absorb, and all the things she's carry kind of absorb into her as she kind of shrinks like Animorph style down into a tiny mouse. But
That I can't do. That's impressive.
Kind of
Have
squeaking.
you ever done this before around me or no?
I think
No.
the only
No.
person that's ever seen. Oh, are you asking Bite or?
Oh, no, I was asking Bite. That's okay. I mean, I was asking
Okay.
the room generally. I was asking like, has this happened before? But you said no. Yeah,
Yeah, the only person that would have ever seen this before would be Peck.
Meg will hold a hand out for Bite to climb on if she wants. Like,
Yeah, she scurries all the way up.
I will say
Ah!
a strange thing about this mouse is that it seems to have canines and sharper claws than most might. And there is
a murder mouse.
Listen, it keeps her racial traits. So if she were to shift into shifter form, she'd get the bite attack. But the thing you do notice, patterned in her fur, seems to be this strange symbol. Right, like on the front of her chest. Breast.
I'm Batman.
it's Bat Cat or Bat Mouse.
Nice.
I don't know.
I'm finding what the actual symbol is. So the symbol, it almost looks like a pearlescent teardrop. And you recall that Bite wears a necklace that seems to have like a moonstone in the shape of a teardrop around her neck normally.
Interesting. So pretty much as like Bite's like running back and forth on her shoulders or off or around the room or whatever Bite's hyper actively doing, Mag is just kind of gonna look over at Kellen and be like, and what's your secret? Are you really like 20 feet tall? Like what, like while we're getting it all out in the open, we might as well like all just be forthright here.
Well, when you look at Kellen, he doesn't even look at Bite transform. He's just totally, blatantly staring at Finn.
Yep, yeah, okay.
Awed by like trying to, because his brain is trying to process this new information and it like doesn't compute. So he's working through all these things in his head and he's almost like he's catatonic.
Yeah.
Okay, he's left us.
And Kellen, you're
He's
like,
left us.
it's physiological. So therefore, it's something to do with what he is and who he was born to. So figuring out his lineage would probably really help you dissect what he is. You're like, oh, my dad probably knows. Is the first thought that comes to your head.
Who probably knows?
Your dad would probably have an idea
okay.
of maybe weird things that can change shape.
So Kellen's gonna mentally file this after breaking code, figure out this guy.
And I would say that Finn is just kind of like, while kind of smiling at everybody, but just is kind of like staring at Pecker and almost like disappointed that they actually disappointed Peckerin. Trying to gauge a reaction.
Oh, I meant to do it before, but Peck puts his hand out in like a shake your hand kind of way. Just no more lies. All honest, all open, here on out.
Oh, of course. Thank you. And Finn takes your hand and shakes it.
Thank you, Finn.
But like I said, if it's easier, because I'm going to change back into Dmitri, but whatever is easiest for you to call me. I mean, most people are just gonna. Why are you calling him Finn? You know.
Fair. I think I need to get to know Finn.
I can do that. And you can hear that the accent keeps slightly shifting as well. And you're not sure why yet, but it's definitely obvious.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm going to change back, and I kind of picture it almost like Mystique from like the X-Men, the way to shift it, yeah, and a few inches shorter, back in front of you is Dmitri.
Madness.
That's more than a little unnerving. I'll get used to it.
I'm sorry, but like I said, I think this would be helpful. I think if we can get someone from within her home who is leaving, and then I can take their place and I can get us inside.
Bite, you hear some squeaking towards you. It kind of roughly says, big home, bad creature.
Big home?
Yeah, big home, bad creature. And you being smart and you understand that Mickey seems to be referencing the manor house. That it's a big home with bad creature, because you imagine it.
Oh.
The mouse noticed the snakes just from an instinctual level.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you think of my plan? Is it maybe we can do this?
Yes, definitely.
I don't like the idea of any of it, but
I like it.
I dislike someone needlessly dying more.
No. When I say get out of the way, I don't mean kill. We tie them up. We
I
put them
mean
someplace.
The goblin. I dislike the idea of us not finding the diamond more than doing what we are proposing to do.
Well, if anyone has any other ideas, I'm more than happy to entertain. Again, you all have your fines paid, or can have your fines paid, and you will be fine. You know that if I get banished now, I will not exactly be banished. I could probably come back just as someone else. So if I don't want you to do anything that makes you feel uncomfortable.
So basically, just don't do anything that might actually kill us if we can help it. Like try and stay out of death's door, because we do have another option if this fails, is what you're saying.
Yes, but I don't know. Lady Lash, there's something wrong with her. She's a bad person. It's not like we are trying to steal from, like other people that we know and care about. And these writings and teleportation circles, all sounds like bad news to me. So we can either get the diamond another way, but I think she will still be an issue or a problem. And considering a lot of this writing we're finding it everywhere, right? We're finding it in different places. Who knows where else it could be? And how many people could be in danger because of this? I don't know. Me personally, I like to know where my fights are coming from, but I don't want to be caught by surprise. So if at the very least we don't steal the diamond from her, we need to find more about these codes. We need to find out more, and I think it's going to lead us to this woman. The people who were upstairs, I think they work for her, or right? That's what Preston said.
I think that we should speak to the town master about these codes.
I will, whatever you all wish to do, I will do.
I will say Preston just said that the visitors met with the town master. Never said anything about them interacting with Lady Lash.
Okay.
But
Okay,
you
my
did
fault. Yeah.
find the same symbol on Lady Lash's manor as also the town hall.
Oh.
Okay.
So yes, that can be that can make a wild assumption you can make, because there is a connection, but you are not sure what that connection is.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough.
I will also remind you that you do know that Lady Lash keeps insanely wild hours. So it is unpredictable when she is around and whether she's home or not. And she apparently stays up very late. You could absolutely ask around town to see if people have seen her about or what's going on. That is not suspicious. She's often the hubbub of the market when she's around, being that she's so wealthy and she doesn't let anyone get near to her. She's very, keeps to herself with her 3 entourage members that are growing.
When we saw her with these entourage guys, we've never seen them before around town, right? Correct?
So she started off earlier in town, a few years back, and she only had 2 or 3 people that would always go with her. But they've been rotating, and new faces have shown up. But you haven't seen them walk into town. They just seem to be part of her entourage.
We have options.
I think we should speak to the town master. Try to glean what they might have talked about.
We can also drop off the rest of the fines while we go, so it's not a bad time to do that.
Assuming we can trust the town master.
Yeah, see, that's
two-
what worries me.
The 2 persons that spoke to him, that could be suspicious, especially in light of the similarities in the scribings of both locations. I hate to say it, but the one I would trust if it went to anybody would be the sheriff. Kind of straight as an arrow. He could know things, but whether he would tell a bunch of kids, another story.
A bunch of kids who
yeah.
recently paid off their debt to society might go far away.
I can stay outside.
Yeah, he should probably stay outside.
You should probably stay outside.
All right. Are you heading to the sheriff's office?
Yeah.
Or town hall or manor? Sheriff's office? All right.
I think sheriff's office. That sounds pretty good.
Hold on, Gene. Before we leave, I will actually put myself by the door before anybody can leave and say, I have to ask you all to please don't tell anyone what I showed you, please.
Oh, yeah, duh.
Why would we tell anyone?
I'm just saying, no one knows. You are the first ones I have ever told this to. So please, don't tell anyone.
Of course.
Thank
No
you.
problem.
And I'll move out of the way so we can all go.
All right. Yeah, so you guys make your way to the sheriff's office. It's not that far of a walk, as you recall. This is where you stopped before going to get your court sentence. And you arrive at the sheriff's office. You notice there is a bugbear on duty, kind of sitting at his desk, feet up. His eyes narrow as you all walk in. But the sheriff is also at a much nicer desk that looks like it's actually used, kind of filling out paperwork. And he goes, well, if it isn't my favorite lot. And he kind of goes, he kind of does the shoe symbol toward the bugbear with almost no respect or disdain. And he goes, and he kind of heads upstairs. Well, welcome. How can I help you?
We've come to pay off our debts.
That.
Well, that is a fine thing to hear to my ears. And he kind of, you see there's a small slate board behind him with all of that information written down. And if you'd like, I can tell you what those costs are once I scroll to it.
Certainly can, but I think that Rennie was tracking that money.
That's fine. The answer is you can all pay it off,
Hooray!
which is, yeah, it's like, I think the only people that owe are Dizzy, Bite, Peck, and then I think the rest of you are paid in full. So,
Sounds
Without-
about right.
you have more than enough money, I know, as I've seen what jobs you've done, and you easily pay him off. And he kind of shakes his head, and he erases the slates, and he pulls out a large ledger, and begins. He kind of dips a feather pen into an inkwell, and he kind of starts writing stuff down, and then he tears half of it out, tears each of you a receipt, essentially. You know, so it's all above books, above board, and he locks away the money in a small safe underneath his desk. So, I'm always happy to help law-abiding citizens, and I appreciate you understanding your civic responsibility.
We are very happy and proud to have understood our civic responsibility.
I leave a pile of mouse droppings.
He doesn't look surprised that there's a mouse inside his gel.
I did have a question for you. I kind of like warily eye the group as I'm like stuttering along. We've been noticing since we did a lot of jobs, we talked to a lot of people that the recent visitors to town have kind of disappeared, and everybody's trying to figure out where they went or what they're up to. And man, it's been the talk of the town. And wouldn't it be something if we had a great story to bring back to the tavern? You wouldn't happen to know anything about those new folk.
He kind of smirks. You know, there's
Would,
a lot of
would you, Sheriff?
hubbub that goes upon this town, and I hear that Mr. Flinnendale often likes to spread gossip. But you know, it is strange. There were those two visitors that came a few weeks ago, and they've been tramping off into the woods here and there, but haven't seen them around in the past week or two. Often it's an odd thing.
Well, I'll tell you, it sure would give us a lot of social clout amongst the young kids if we maybe got a glimpse of what they were up to in the woods. Do you know which direction they went? We don't mean them no ill or anything like that. We just kind of want to maybe sneak up, see what they're up to, and maybe be the new talk of the town.
He goes, I don't
Ourselves
know.
in a positive light, sir.
I mean, if they're up to criminal activity, I have no problem with that being a thing. But let me think. Why don't you make me a persuasion check?
Fuck me. Oh shit.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't talk.
All right. Do we have a
There,
inspiration floating around?
there is a group inspiration.
All right. I'm gonna take that
Sure.
because I rolled a 9. So let's try this again. A 13. That is
Better?
indeed better.
Okay. He kind of thinks, You know, I did see them head out toward the river, so I don't know, maybe past the north end of town, probably a little bit, honestly, toward your farm, but I don't know further past that.
Fair enough. North end of town, heading towards the river. I'm sure we can catch up with some people up there who may have seen them.
Yeah, I will say they were loaded out with some heavy packs.
Oh, like maybe they were going out. Oh, maybe they're just going out there to do some camping. There's some nice spots up there that me and Pa used to go to all the time.
I mean, the forest is dangerous. I would be careful going out there. I wouldn't know if foreigners would do any better than others that are naturally here.
Fair enough. Well, I won't go too far. I'll just have a peek, and if things get a little scary, I'll turn back and head home, sir.
All right. Anything else I can help you with?
No, I think you've been a great help. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, and you're a great sheriff. Thank you.
All right. You all stay out of trouble. I heard there may have been some scrapping going outside of town, but I heard ain't no one got too serious.
Yeah, I don't know about anything like that, sir. Anywho, I gotta get going. I can hear my mom calling.
His eyes narrow, and you can see that he sees through what you're saying.
Huh.
But you also make me an
A
insight
6-year-old could see through it.
Make me an insight check.
Sure. A 7. I'm wearing shoes today.
Yeah. You see through what you're saying, but he seems like he sounds like he believes what he said, that no one got only minor scraps. So he doesn't know
Fair
anything
enough.
about some dead bodies or nothing.
Well, that's good. Rivers are great for that. We should go.
Did you say that out loud?
No, I did not.
Okay.
So that
Sorry.
would be amazing.
No. All right, folks. I'm sorry. Back in the character. I think we should head out.
He does not make a fuss about it, and he continues doing paperwork.
When we step outside, can I see if there's any indication on a sign of any codes for the sheriff's office?
Make me a perception check.
Good thinking.
Oh yeah, I also would be looking for more codes.
I am not doing that. I am just shaking.
I only
my
rolled
boots.
an 8.
You do not see
16.
16. Hold on. So you will notice a small etching on his corner that looks a little newer than some of the rest, and it is the same code. I'll just read you it. It is 1516 parenthesis 2412 exclamation point 27, which you've
I just
Same
start
one that's-
squeaking.
Same one as on our farm.
Mhm.
Code is the same number as code in our farm.
And I will remind you, Bite, you do have a special thing that you can do that others can't while you are a mouse. If
I
you
wasn't
want.
sure if that came into play later. I wasn't sure.
No, it has
Is that
that
my
ability.
necklace?
Yeah, it's always been that way. You just never have
Okay,
really been able to
okay.
access it until now.
Ah. Hey guys, this one looks pretty new.
Holy crap! That mouse is talking to us.
And
Oh wait, that's Blade.
yeah, there's a mouse talking to you.
I look in my pouch real quick.
You see,
No, over here. It's me. It's Bite.
Oh, bite. Okay. All right.
Okay. This is great, crazy day.
yeah,
All
it's
right.
a much more high pitch and smaller voice, but it's just as excitable.
Guys, these etchings. They're the same as on the farm, but these are way newer.
That's interesting.
I
And,
want to sniff them to see if I can tell how recently they were carved.
okay, make me a trying to figure this out. Sniffing to see if you get a scent. Okay, make me a survival check. And I'll say if anyone else wants to examine
This
these,
is 6.
Yep, they are definitely scraped out. You're not sure how, but your nose fits in them. They're definitely a tool. A tool was used to do it.
Okay.
But you can't tell really how old they are. It's not as faded as some of the other ones.
Are there any like etchings on the ground? Like any wood left on the ground?
No, there's no
Okay.
scrapes or scraps.
Get it.
So what's the what do we do next?
Well, how many days is it?
I think you only have 2 days left.
We could go trips out into the woods, try to find those men. See what
We-
they were doing. I don't know how
We
that
could
would
do that.
necessarily help
Go to
us
the
find a
woods, come on.
diamond.
Yeah, the woods can be very dangerous, though. I really think we need to go to Lady Lash. I know it's the last thing we want to do. Or we could go after the men in the woods, I guess. I don't know. Either way.
Crime or adventure?
I like exploring the woods. I don't mind.
Crime can be an adventure.
Hmm.
Different kind of adventure. Like it. You know, honestly, I am more comfortable with the woods. Woods. Just me. Maybe. Am I the only one? Woods? Woods?
Woods!
I am more comfortable with the woods idea than the alternative.
However, we do know we need those diamonds, so there is a time limit on those diamonds, as much as I hate the idea.
I don't know.
I will defer to the group.
Oh God, you can't do
I
that.
can't make these decisions.
So,
If it would if it were up to me, I would, go to where the diamonds are. But again,
I'm gonna defer to my brother. He's the smartest person I know.
Well, the way I see it, Finn can, when he chooses to be, or if it's a man, woman, or whatever. So it seems to me that we are putting ourselves at great risk by getting a diamond if we can just basically say that, yeah, our companion decided to accept the banishment and leave, and then we can continue on doing with whatever we choose to do. But I know for one that since I've got a little taste for adventure and weird things happening, I kind of like it.
Me too. And, exploring the woods and neat things is exciting.
As long as you feed me, I'm in.
So, wait, Kellen, are we going to the woods or are we going to the lady's house? I didn't really follow your train of thought
So-
there.
I'm just gonna break this down for you. You can go to the woods, but you know they're north, but they've been out for 2 weeks, and these woods are pretty far, so you don't know where they went. They may have followed the river. You don't know how long, and their
Fair.
scent is super old if they had left one. So I'm throwing that out there. You do know that there is a diamond in Lady Lash's on her neck, and you also know that she's really weird and apparently rumored does bad things. So that is still an option. I'm not saying you have to do either, but one has a solid lead with likely more information, and one has a vague, hopefully we find a person.
So we potentially have two goals by going to Lady Lash. One, we decide we're going to go for the diamond, or two, figure out what she's up to, and especially if it's evil stuff. I don't like evil stuff.
All right. I think we
Yeah,
have to go to Lady Lash's house,
Yeah.
but in order to get in, we have to figure out when one of her people leaves. How do we find that out? Or how do we get them to leave?
a distraction, maybe?
How about everyone? Why don't you make me an insight check? As you guys are kind of like milling about town, and let's see if you can pick up any information about the movements of Lady Lash and her people, as that seems like a thing that's interesting to you and that people would gladly gossip about and might help you.
20.
That's kind of what I was thinking. Like, we wander around and be like, hey, do you guys ever see Lady Lash come out, or her folks come out? Does she eat? Where do they get their food from? Like,
Do they always stay together? Like,
Yeah.
and I rolled a 14.
oh my god, they're so interesting.
If I were to have a
Ooh.
party, do I have to invite all of them?
Oh, yeah, I feel like all
How
of
many
them.
plus ones does she get? I know she's rich.
Is she a polyandrist? I need to know.
All right, so looking at the rolls, holy crap, Britt, it looks like your question about how many people need to be invited to the party is the winner.
All right. So we're going to go in order. So who got a 15? 15 to 19.
Oh, I got a 20.
No one else? Okay. So
Nope.
Like I said, it's
you all
that
kind
question
of fall
who we
flat.
invite.
I'm going to say, Bite, you do have to unfortunately transform back to help lead conversations.
Oh, okay.
Because people don't want to talk to a talking mouse. That's fucking weird.
They think that's very
Eat me
Dimitri-
cheese! I'll tell you
Dimitri
your
wants to-
fortune.
Dimitri would absolutely love to talk
Yeah.
to what we're talking about.
But some of these people
Yeah,
are
yeah.
like, that's a little strange. But kind of meandering through Market Fair again, Marketplace. And you guys are all kind of like distracted and like, oh god, this brings up some bad memories and jail. But Bite's like, oh, there's food here and stuff. Oh, I love that seller. Oh, Bait loves me because I buy fish. And so like you kind of just start meandering, and the gist you kind of pick up is that Lady Lash has not been seen in the past week. And apparently, before the festival and on certain holidays, her people are gathering for some weird party on the equinox or something. But who knows? But Norm comes, so who cares about her? And in fact, they've never noticed, she's never shown up to the festival that Norm's at. Ever. And never has been to your farm either, where you guys host it. So that's weird. But her
Who would miss
people,
that party?
her people stock up on a lot of goods. They stocked up about Monday. They bought like cartfuls to give them enough food to last for the next week or two. And that there has not been a lot of movement seen by her place. And there's a lot of murmuring that she is creepy and that her place is creepy. And you know when it's kind of okay that when she's not around when Norm comes around, because she would definitely bring down the mood.
Yeah, who would miss one of Norm's parties? She must be truly terrible. That's all I have to say.
Someone who did not get enough +1s.
Right? Exactly. Maybe he has a limit on how many you can bring.
I don't think
Or
there's ever
shame.
been a limit.
Well then, maybe
Oh.
there's just a limit for Lady Lash,
That's what I was thinking. He doesn't like her.
which makes me worried. If he doesn't like her, that's bad news. He has a pretty good sense of people, usually,
True.
right?
I think so. I mean, it's been a little while since I've seen him,
Yeah.
and I never really get to talk to him that long. But still,
Yeah.
Well, you
Yeah, I
know
bet he
he
wouldn't like
should
her.
be coming around within the next day or two. So maybe you'll get that chance.
Yeah, maybe we can talk to him. I don't know. Jean, I'm definitely going to buy cheese if there's cheese at this
Oh,
market
yeah.
and give it to Bite. I'm gonna like spend
Sure.
a silver and get her some
100%.
cheese and be like, I owe you. Here you go.
All right.
Your debt has been paid.
So
A silver crown never forgets her debts.
with that information in your hand, you also likely have a feeling that she is likely home, but you do know she keeps weird hours. So daytime may not be the worst time to at least visit. She was up when you passed by last time during the evening. She opened the door. She was, but no one really sees her during the day about town.
I mean,
So maybe we have some time to kind of check it out now. And this might be our opportunity.
I think so. I think we should go scout. Take a look around.
Agreed.
All right. And with that, you begin making your way toward the outskirts of town, or the road that takes you to this vine and snake covered manor house. And as it's coming in the distance, that's where we're going to end game.
So that's how it feels. Damn it.
Yeah,
I figure it's 10:30, and without Rennie, just in case you were to get in a fight or anything,
Yeah, that makes sense.
This feels like a nice stopping point. You guys have your goal ahead. You have information. You have time to crack the code. So I gotta look at stuff, I guess. All right.
Hey, Gene.
Yes.
Would it be possible to say before we actually headed out that I went back to the tailor's and I asked, or at least maybe purchased, a nice dress?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
How
dressed
nice.
in a cloak.
How
something
nice.
that Lady Lash might wear.
That's a 15 gold dress.
Ooh.
Because she only wears fine clothing. Um, make me a persuasion check. We'll see if they'll give you a little bit of a discount because they really like you. But it's like one of their finest, and like they sell exclusively to her, like some of these outfits.
Like where you're thinking.
That's a 12.
You unfortunately do not have any inspiration. That's an adorable dog. Though, so they're willing to sell it, but you gotta pay 15 if you have it.
All right, let me see. Hold
Yeah,
on.
Rennie,
How much gold do we
unfortunately-
have?
Rennie has kept track of most of that, so sadly, I don't know what we
Well,
have.
I will say you got like 23. I know from just that one job, and
The
you.
herbs.
And I personally still have 8.
Yeah.
So
I'll
I
donate
can
to
throw.
the cause. I'll donate to the
Okay.
cause from the.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I have
20 that was given
anything,
to
I'll
me.
donate.
We'll do bookkeeping another time, but either A, they'll do it on credit because they know you, but you can kind of pay them like, well, yes, she was supposed to come here for the dress, but she never did. So I imagined, she ordered it. Oh, okay, we can let it go, and so you do a down payment of your 8 gold, your personal 8 gold, and you can pay them back later. So you could write down
Okay.
that you have in your inventory fine clothing. It's 15 gold. And as you guys are wandering about town and leaving, I'm just gonna make one roll, see if anyone has overheard or done anything, because like I don't want to refund Ocelotus his inspiration, so I feel like it's a good time to use it just to see if there's any word that anyone may have picked up that you are on to them.
Sweet.
Okay. That's a good roll. All right. So
Damn it!
It was a good roll. So on your way out, and kind of a little bit off screen, you watch, or you don't see, but the audience sees, Boel Smither, Town Master, leaning out of his doorway of the town hall, smoking a pipe. And he just kind of casually is looking around. For a moment, he meets eyes with the back of you, and his eyes pulse and glow a red shade. Stare intensely, and then they fade away. He continues the movement like it never happened. And that's where we are going to end our session.
No.
All right. So, great job, everybody. Yeah, of course, I got to give him something. I mean, you spent it, and I don't like refunding things, so it's got to be used. And now that gives me more. So, thank you, Ocelotus, for cheering us the bits. Really appreciated. Thank you, Taco Farm, for resubscribing. I can't use words. So yeah, thank you all for watching and enjoying the game. I really appreciate my players. Thank you for coming out. You definitely changed. I was ready to run the mansion session, but it turned into a different session, and that's D&D, folks. That's D&D.
Yeah, you know how it feels.
Yeah, I made that large message for you on the spot, and I was really happy I did because I gave you more time to figure it out. I'll also thank you all for trying to help out with the decoding process, Ocelotus. I feel like the players appreciate that.
Yes, we do.
And yeah, so we are going to go, I think, find another stream that is streaming, and then we'll go raid them or something, because that's what you do.
Thank you, Gene. It was an awesome game.
That was awesome.
Thank you for playing.
Thank you
I
always
want
for
to
running
run
such a good
more. I need more. Let's see. Let's find out. You know what? Why don't we go raid 0 Saru? I feel he's chilling out, and that seems like a fun thing to do.
Yeah, he's doing Taco Tuesday with Jackbox Games.
Nice. I'm gonna switch this over to our wrap so that all the credits. Oh, let me thank Scott Buckley for all the music he provided, and also we didn't really use any maps, but I use 2 Minute Tabletop, and I also use Zat Battle Maps for my map stuff. So I want to thank them real quick, and now we will switch over.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.